Imagine telling someone in 1995 that one day strangers across the world would argue over Mario speedruns, Fortnite skins, and which RPG has the best lore online. They'd probably call you crazy, but here we are. The internet didn't just change video games, it changed how we play them, how we talk about them, and how we connect over them. What started as small local networks of players turned into sprawling global communities where millions of people collaborate, compete, and sometimes descend into chaos, all from behind a screen. Today, we're tracing the evolution of video game communities from the first bulletin boards and local LAN parties to massive MMORPG guilds, Twitch streams, and Discord servers that shape gaming culture today. And yes, we'll get into the brilliance, the absurdity, and the occasional chaos that comes with building a community online. Before we had Reddit threads dissecting every patch note or Discord servers dedicated to cosmetic skins, there were bulletin board systems, or BBSes. These were dial-up hubs where gamers could post scores, swap ROMs, and argue about which version of Mario was objectively superior. Then came MUDs, multi-user dungeons. Basically text-based MMORPGs where you typed your actions and waited for other players to respond. These weren't just games, they were proto-social networks. Players formed groups, alliances, and rivalries, building hierarchies and drama that rival modern online communities. And let's not forget LAN parties and local meetups. Before high-speed internet was a thing, if you wanted to play competitively with friends, you literally had to haul your PC over to someone's house. These gatherings laid the foundation for collaboration, competition, and shared culture that would explode online in the decades to come. Finally, modding communities deserve a shout-out. Gamers started tinkering with game files, creating new levels, new stories, and new mechanics. These mods weren't just fan content, they were a form of community-driven creation, where collaboration and shared knowledge became a core part of the experience. In short, the seeds of modern online gaming communities were planted early. Connection, collaboration, rivalry, and a little bit of chaos. By the early 2000s, online gaming had leveled up, literally. Enter MMORPGs, massively multiplayer online role-playing games like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, and EverQuest. These weren't just games anymore. They were entire worlds where thousands of players lived, worked, and fought together. Guilds became the social backbone. They were like online fraternities, hierarchies, leadership roles, alliances, and rivalries. Some guilds were casual friends hanging out, others were hardcore competitive machines running raids at all hours. Success wasn't just about your stats, it was about your social strategy. Who you knew, who you teamed up with, and who you betrayed could make or break your in-game life. And yes, drama thrived. Forums, fan sites, and IRC channels became arenas for community gossip, strategy sharing, and occasionally total chaos. Someone messing up a raid could spark weeks of forum flame wars. A controversial patch could divide entire servers. Toxicity emerged alongside collaboration, teaching early lessons about power, social norms, and online behavior that echo in communities today. But it wasn't all chaos. MMORPGs also showed the internet's potential for global collaboration. Players from different countries coordinated raids across time zones, learned teamwork in a virtual environment, and built lasting friendships, sometimes even meeting in real life. These early massive communities proved that the internet wasn't just a tool for playing games, it was a platform for culture. In short, MMORPGs weren't just games. They were microcosms of human social dynamics. Cooperation, conflict, identity, and community all rolled into one digital world. By the 2010s, video game communities had left the LAN cables behind and exploded onto social media streaming platforms and forums that could reach millions. Twitch, YouTube, Reddit, and Discord didn't just connect players, they shaped culture. Streaming changed everything. Suddenly, watching someone play a game was as engaging as playing it yourself. Speedrunners, esports pros, and casual streamers created personalities as much as gameplay. Fans weren't just observing, they were interacting in real time through chats, donations, and live reactions. Community engagement became part of the content itself. Discord servers became the new digital clubhouse. Gamers could coordinate raids, share mods, or just talk about memes. Small servers could explode overnight as games went viral, creating micro-communities with their own norms, inside jokes, and hierarchies. It was collaborative, chaotic, and endlessly creative. Memes and fan culture flourished too. Jokes about glitches, overpowered weapons, or game lore spread across Reddit threads, Twitter, and TikTok, creating shared cultural touchstones. These memes aren't just funny, they became a language of community, marking insiders and outsiders. Of course, the modern era also brought new challenges. Toxicity, harassment, and gatekeeping did not disappear. They just scaled. Cancel culture, doxing, and streamer scandals became global events overnight. But at the same time, the same platforms enabled mentorship, charity streams, fan-made content, and communities where players could genuinely connect. In short, modern online gaming communities are bigger, faster, and more visible than ever before. And the platforms themselves play a huge role in shaping how we interact, bond, and sometimes clash. Online gaming communities are brilliant and messy. On the one hand, they're a force for collaboration, creativity, and culture. Players share mods, strategies, fan art, and lore. Speedrunning communities push games to their limits. Charity streams raise thousands of dollars. Memes, inside jokes, and shared experiences create bonds that span continents. Games like Disney Dreamlight Valley, for example, showcase the positive side perfectly. Fans swap tips for completing quests, celebrate in-game achievements, and create guides to help others enjoy the game more fully. Streamers like Suro cultivate communities that are playful, supportive, and deeply social, where sharing progress and laughing at in-game quirks builds genuine connection. On the other hand, well, it's the internet. Toxicity, harassment, and gatekeeping have been part of gaming culture since the first BBSes. Even a cozy game can spark drama when fan debates get heated or competitive streaks come out. Communities can feel like pressure cookers. Intense connection and identity on one side, and drama, exclusion, or burnout on the other. This tension is why video game communities are so fascinating. They are microcosms of human social behavior, of cooperation and conflict, creativity and chaos, belonging and exclusion, all happening in real time, online, with global scale. Ultimately, the internet didn't create these dynamics. It just amplified them. It made them faster, louder, and impossible to ignore. And that's why studying gaming communities is like peeking into a digital sociology lab, where culture evolves before our eyes. Modern online gaming communities might feel like a new frontier, but zoom out and you see a familiar pattern. Humans have always built communities around shared interests. Comic book clubs, tabletop RPG groups, fanzines, and hobbyist meetups all created spaces for collaboration, debate, and sometimes chaos, just on a smaller, slower scale. The internet didn't invent these dynamics, it amplified them. Distance, scale, and speed changed, but the core behaviors remained. People bonding over shared passions, forming hierarchies, creating inside jokes, collaborating, and occasionally falling into drama. Games are just the latest medium for this age-old human habit. What's remarkable is how these communities shape the games themselves. Developers now watch forums, discords, and Reddit threads to see what players want. Community feedback influences updates, expansions, and even design philosophy. Players aren't just participants anymore, they're co-creators, critics, and cultural influencers. So whether it's a 1980s tabletop group or a global Discord server for Elden Ring, the story is the same. Humans crave connection, shared experience, and influence. The internet didn't invent community. It just gave it a megaphone. So next time you're arguing over whether a weapon is overpowered, trading rare skins, or laughing at a speedrun fail, remember, you're part of a centuries-old tradition of fandom, collaboration, and chaos, just now on a global stage. And if you think that's intense, stick around for the next episode where we'll explore the rise of toxic fandoms and internet drama, and why communities can be as destructive as they are creative. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more historic chaos. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!